Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Listen, it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Really excited for today's beer. It's probably the one that when I started doing Hop Butcher beers, people were like, oh, you gotta try this beer, you gotta try this beer. So for that reason, I am super excited. It's courtesy of Hop Butcher and Jeremiah specifically, so thank you so much. Really appreciate that. It's called Blazed Orange. Citra and Strata hopped. Milkshake Double India Pale Ale brewed with oranges and vanilla, 7.5% ABV. It's not a collaboration, it's just them. Juicy oranges, creamy vanilla, orange creamsicle. If you don't know much about me and my beer reviews, I love creamsicle IPAs, so really hopeful for this one. I wasn't going to do this today, but I saw the guys at NerdSense just posted their review of this, and I really wanted to watch it. But I'll link to theirs, so make sure after this you watch theirs and subscribe to them. But I like to kind of go into these beer reviews blind, so I'm like, oh, I really want to watch their review, but I don't want to like have it, influence my review. So I'm gonna do the review, turn this off, put their video on, and finish my beer while I watch theirs. Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks the part. You got that burnt orange in the center, and with the lighting, it's always tough to tell what's coming up on camera versus what I'm seeing. There's a little bit of yellow on the edges, but it's definitely in that, burnt orange realm. White head with, I guess it's barely off white. Tiny bubbles. Those are so tiny. Yeah, definitely looks the part. You can see the aroma. Just put lotion on my hands. I can get a little bit of that. Yeah, there we go. All right, so no surprise here. A lot of orange, a lot of that vanilla. And yeah, when you mix those two things, like it just makes you think creamsicle. That was just a flavor combination I've loved for a long time. I used to, I don't know if this is how regional this is, but like there's the soda company Stewart's. I would buy their orange creamsicle soda all the time growing up. With the candy or the ice cream bar, with the combination of the orange and the vanilla. Big fan of that. I just think orange and vanilla kind of, go well together. And when you smell it, it just brings, I don't know, for me anyway, it brings me back to that childhood, like those memories, just the mood of being excited and happy to have that, I don't think it has anything to do with the orange. I don't know why it would. But the vanilla is actually making me think a little bit like marshmallow fluff kind of a thing. So the vanilla, straight vanilla, plus this marshmallow thing. The orange, and I guess it makes sense given the adjuncts, the adjunct of orange and then also the hops. You get like orange, but then you get like beer version of orange. Kind of interesting you get both those. Smells good. It smells as advertised. Let's see about the taste. Cheers. Yeah. Yeah, this is what I want that beer to taste like. Wow. That's really special. Wow. That's really good. I don't know. I'll probably post this before I post. Speaking of the NerdSense guys, we did the other milkshake IPA from Hop Butcher. We did that together. It's going to be on my channel, and that one is very much as advertised. And it's an interesting beer conversation, especially when you get into beers with adjuncts. Should the beer, like, do you knock the beer if it doesn't taste of those adjuncts? If it's a coconut adjuncted stout, and you're not getting much coconut, but the beer is delicious. Like, is it still a good thing, or is it like, well, yeah, it's delicious, but like you told me it was coconut. Where's the coconut? If it's like everything's coming through, but the beer's not that good, is it like, hey, mission accomplished? You had everything that you said was in the beer come through, which is not that good of a beer. Like, what's better? obviously the best is the adjuncts come through and the beer's delicious, and that's what you have here. I mean, this is just. I realize I haven't really explained anything taste wise. It's so much. You take one of those ice cream bars and you melt it down. You put it in a blender and kind of like just in liquid form. Wow, it's just jeez. You're getting a wonderful mouthfeel. It's creamy. So that's what I'm saying. Like it really invokes like you melted it down. Kind of like the aroma, that vanilla. It's probably because it's mixed with the lactose. What I was thinking was marshmallowy. In the aroma, in the taste, it is very reminiscent. You have the orange outside and then the vanilla ice cream kind of inside. It really has, between the lactose and the vanilla and the sweetness, it's super reminiscent of that specific thing. It's not as sweet as the ice cream, obviously, and I don't want it to be, but it is a very sweet, I shouldn't say very sweet, it's not cloyingly sweet, but it is a sweet beer. So it's desserty that way. The hops, and I don't want to use the word alcohol because it doesn't have like a harsh alcohol taste at all. But between the hops, because they do shine through a little bit, and like that little bit of alcohol you taste when you drink a beer, like normal level, what you want, it's still going to be reminiscent that or not reminiscent, like reminding you, hey, this is a beer after all. But it's a beer that has these other things. Like I was saying about the aroma, like it's taking me back to those childhood memories. It's an adult form, It's delicious. It's so well crafted. Man. Yeah, there's just a little bitterness. Again, reminding you it's a beer, but it's got what you want. Man, yeah, I mean, if you want to not it's not the most complex beer ever, obviously, but it's if you like these things like I do, it's like, here's everything you want. You're welcome, on a silver platter. Why am I going to complain about that? Like, it's freaking phenomenal. Wow. Jeez. It's so good. It's just I have another can of it, but this is one of those beers where it's like, do I offer my wife some or not? Like, it's that good. Yeah, so not much for like the tasting notes, I guess. It's as advertised. I can say that for a fifth, sixth time, however many times I've said that. But in terms of drinkability and enjoyment, it's really obvious how high this is on my list. And if you like these flavors together and you like beer, I think this is definitely worth checking out. I've had some good ones of this style in the past. I'm a big fan of a relatively local brewery to me, Beer Tree, and their pineapple creamsicle one. When they do it's basically a vegan version of this, where it has the vanilla and the pineapple juice, no lactose to make it vegan. And I rave about that beer. And this one's better. This is phenomenal. But thanks again, Jeremiah. Yeah, I think it's really obvious how much I'm enjoying your beer right now. Check the Nerd Sense guys out, like I said, and I'll put their video link. Check me out on Instagram on Untapped. I'm sorry, I'm like lost for words. Check me out on Instagram on Untapped. Snow High Beer Reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.